So in the next two modules, we will be discussing why we punish offenders, why we punish criminals, what type of punishment we give, and why we do it. So punishment is a deliberate use of state power to inflict pain on the criminals. According to Jeremy Bentham and many others, using state power against an individual seems barbaric unless there is a justification, unless there is a benefit to the society or to the individual. So there are many types of reasoning which justify punishing criminals. One of them is reductivism, which means punishment may reduce. If we give punishment to the criminals, it will reduce future crimes. So the more punishment we give, less crimes will be committed in the future. So there are three ways in which this reductivism works. So it's deterrence, incapacitation, and rehabilitation. So deterrence. So deterrence is the idea that people are rational. So when they commit crime, they think of cost and benefits. So if there is punishments or there is severe punishments, people will think of these severe punishment before committing the crime and they will stop. The deterrence can be specific or general. So deterrence can be specific to a person, meaning thereby that he or she is severely punished after a crime. So he or she will not commit crime afterwards, or he or she is punished for a long time. So while he or she is in jail, he or she of course cannot commit a crime. And then there is the general deterrence, which is the bigger reasoning or justification of punishment, that when you hang a criminal, or when you punish a criminal with 20 years of imprisonment, people will get discouraged. So future criminals who are outside, who are thinking of committing a crime, or who may think of committing a crime later on, a year or two, they will remember that somebody was hanged for this crime, or somebody was imprisoned for 20 years for this crime. So they will not commit this crime. The problem with this idea of deterrence is that it only works effectively if the punishments are very severe, and even then the evidence is inconclusive. Then, of course, another problem is when you severely punish a person for a crime which he thinks he should have been punished for 5 years imprisonment, and you punish him for 20 years. When he comes out, he has a grudge against the system, and this will make him commit more violent or other types of crimes. Then, of course, deterrence, sending people to jail for petty crimes, so that leads to another issue, because then each person who is in prison has a stigma as an ex-offender. So he or she may not get any legal or proper employment after he or she comes out of jail, which then leads him or her back to criminal activity, because there is no legal activity which he or she can commit or do to survive. Then, of course, if we look at deterrence, there are lots of people in jails. Death sentence has been carried out for a long period of time, but people are still committing crimes, and prison population is increasing. The second reason or justification of punishment is incapacitation, which means that protecting society from criminals in various ways. One way of removing that criminal from that scene. So one way of doing it is, of course, imprisonment. Put the person in jail so he will not be able to commit a crime. Another less forceful injunction is that he or she is stopped from going in certain areas or doing certain things. For example, pedophiles are not allowed to go near schools. And drunk drivers are not allowed to drive. Their licenses are cancelled or confiscated. But do imprisoning more offenders for longer period of times leads to less crime? evidence is unconclusive. A study shows that 25% increase in prisoners will only increase will lead to 1% drop in crime. And we have the evidence of the three strikes law, which was very popular in the US, and still lots of states in US states have this law, that if you have committed a third felony, including a violent crime, you are put behind bars for 20 to 25 years without a parole. So it's a very strict punishment for the crime, and it was done based on this model of that you have this type of imprisonment, this type of and then it will discourage others from doing crimes. But its effect, three strike laws effect on crime, is not clear, and now there more states are actually removing that three strike law than adding to their justice system. Thank you.